Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. So here we are for the lesson number 2 of week number 4. In the previous lesson, lesson number 1, we have talked about present indefinite tense and present perfect tense. My dear students, in this particular lesson, we are going to talk about two aspects of present tense: present continuous tense and present perfect continuous tense. They can be understood simultaneously with having a one major difference. My dear students, I have set three main objectives for the lesson as it was the case in previous lesson. By the end of this lesson, my students will be able to comprehend present continuous tense and present perfect continuous tense, and they would also be able to translate sentences from Urdu language to English language, and they would test their language productive skills. So these are the three main objectives of the lesson for the today's lesson. My dear students, if we talk about present continuous tense, first of all, what we need to do for the sake of translation, we need to know which words, if appear at the end of Urdu sentence, can reflect this is present perfect continuous tense. So my dear students, if the words such as raha hai, rahi hai, rahe hain, rahi hai or raha hum, if they appear at the end of Urdu sentences, you have to consider them as present continuous tense, as they are from present continuous tense. Since you realize that now this is present continuous tense, you have to move forward to the translation. In present continuous tense, my dear students, what we do usually, we use first form of the verb plus ing. We attach ing with the first form of the verb. And what are the helping verbs, my dear students? There are three helping verbs used in present continuous tense. One is, second one is are, third one is am. Is used with the singular third person pronouns including names and the pronouns. Are is used with plural subjects, and am is used with the first person pronoun I only. So this is the translational rules of present continuous tense. My students always ask me one question: so how can we differentiate between present continuous tense and present indefinite tense when we are writing creatively? My dear students, when you want to write what you are doing right now, the current moment, for example, if I say I go to school, it means that is your daily routine. You go to school daily basis. But if we talk about present continuous tense, you have to talk about what you are doing right now. For example, I am eating, I'm speaking, I'm listening to. So these are the sentences which talk about present continuous tense. My dear students, if we talk about the structures of all types of sentences in present continuous tense, these are the structures. In simple sentence, what we usually do, we put subject, then is or am, then verb, and then object, and then the full stop. This is the structure of simple sentence of present continuous tense. If we can move forward to negative sentence, they would remain same. Subject is or am, and we have to use plus, that is not, and then plus verb and then object. For example, he is listening to music. It would be a simple sentence. He is not listening to music. So this is negative sentence. If we talk about interrogative pronouns, we drag these helping verbs at the initial position of sentence, so they would become is, or, am, and then subject. According to subject, you have to put is, are, and am, and then verb, and then object, and at the end of the sentence you have to put the question mark. Similar is the case in double WH words, or in double interrogative pronouns. You have to put WH words. We can, if we can talk them technicality of WH words, they are called interrogative pronouns as well. So WH words plus is or am plus subject plus verb and plus object. So my dear students, this is a simple explanation of present continuous tense. If you recognize, if you understand all the information I have talked about just earlier, everything will be easy for you in terms of translating present continuous sentences into into Urdu language, into English language. So If we can move forward to present continuous examples, for example, हुकूमत नए स्कूल खोल रही है. So रही है is there, rahi hai is there, so we immediately can understand this is from present continuous tense, and we have to translate according to the rules of present continuous tense. So the government is opening new schools. So is RM according to the subject. Is, since the subject is singular, we have to put is. So the government is, and then open, first form of the verb plus ing, it would become opening. The government is opening new schools. पाकिस्तान दिन दुगनी रात चुगनी तरक्की कर रहा है. Pakistan is making progress by leaps and bounds. Similar is the case in negative sentences. आप मुझे अपना पता नहीं बता रहे हैं. So it must be there like हैं. You are not telling me your address. And then is the similar is the case in present continuous interrogative sentences. क्या बुरे लड़के बसों पर पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं? Are the bad boys throwing stones at the buses? क्या मजदूर मट्टी खोद रहे हैं? Are the laborers digging up the earth? So it would be like double interrogative sentence. क्यों मजदूर मट्टी खोद रहे हैं? Why are the laborers digging up the earth? So you have to follow just the simple structures of all sentences. You will automatically will agree to the rules and regulation of present continuous tense. If we can move forward to the next tense, that is present perfect continuous tense. So here we are with the present perfect continuous tense. My dear students, it is very similar to present continuous tense. If we see its Urdu translation, raha hai, rahi hai, raha hoon, rahe hain, it is very similar to present continuous tense. But there is an additional element which is considered as a major difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous tense. If you add the duration, the time in your present continuous tense, it becomes present perfect continuous tense. For example, if you say वो नमाज पढ़ रहा है, this is present continuous tense. But if you add वो 2 सालों से नमाज पढ़ रहा है, you added the time and it becomes present perfect continuous tense. So the difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous tense is difference of time. If you add time, it becomes your present perfect continuous tense. If the sentence is without duration or time, it is present continuous tense. If we talk about translational rules, you have to use the first form of the verb plus ing as a main verb, and you have two helping verbs, has been and have been. Has been is used with singular subjects and have been is used with plural subjects. Moving forward to the structures of all types of sentences in present perfect continuous tense, my dear students. In simple sentence, what you need to do is subject, has and have, has or have according to your subject, plus been, plus verb, object, plus since and for, plus time. So moving forward to negative sentences, you have to use subject, plus has or have, plus not, plus been, plus verb, plus object, and then since and for and time. In interrogative sentences, you have to drag these two words has or have according to your subject at the initial position of your sentence, plus subject, plus been, plus verb, plus object, plus since and for, plus time. I will teach you what is the difference between since and for and how you can put correctly in your sentences later on. In double interrogative sentences, you have to put WH words or interrogative pronouns plus has or have, plus subject, plus been, plus verb, plus object, and then since and for, and then the end of the sentence you have to put the question mark and time. My dear students, the two most important things that you need to cater over here is two pronouns. I and you will always be considered as plural subjects. You have to use have with both of them. I and you should have with them, and not has. They are singular subject, but they are considered as plural in English language. And you also are may be in trouble to look for the use of has been and have been. In the simple sentence it is very simple, but if we talk about in negative sentences, for example, subject plus have plus not plus been, so they are not used together. There is a word not in between them. So one thing that can solve your problem, you always need to remember this been would always be used with the main verb. This been would always be used with the main verb. And has and have, you can drag them to the initial position to make interrogative sentences. So what you need to remember, my dear students, this been would always be used with the main verb. If we can move forward to the use of since and for, one column belongs to since and another belongs to for. If you have a specific time, my dear students, you have to use since, and if you have non-specific time or unspecific time, you have to use for. I have taught you in the first week the use of since and for, similar that you need to follow. One additional element is there. If there is last and previous with these words, with these durations, you also have to use since with them as well. For example, वो 2 घंटे से नमाज पढ़ रहा है. He has been offering the prayers for 2 hours. But if the examiner asks you वो पिछले 2 घंटों से नमाज पढ़ रहा है, then you have to use since. He has been offering the prayers since last 2 hours. So this is a new thing for you. You just need to go back to the lesson number, I guess 4 or 3 of week number 1, and can learn the whole theme or a whole understanding of the use of since and for. If we can move forward to the examples of present perfect continuous tense, मैं बुध से टीवी की मरम्मत कर रहा हूँ. I have been repairing TV since Wednesday. So with the raha hu, it is present continuous tense. Since it has an additional element, duration, budh se, it becomes your present perfect continuous tense. One task is completed, that is Urdu identification. Now the second one is to use the helping verbs, suitable helping verbs. I have been, and then ing form, TV, and then either to use since or for. You have been watching on your TV budh se, so budh is a specific time, so you have to use since Wednesday. बैल 2 दिन से चारा नहीं खा रहा है. The ox has not been eating fodder for 2 days. So has been, has not been, this is the correct form. You cannot use the ox has been not, it would be incorrect. The ox has not been eating fodder for 2 days. क्या वो 20 मिनट से नॉवल पढ़ रहा है? Has he been reading the novel for 20 minutes? Has he been reading the novel for 20 minutes? So has plus subject plus been and then verb. So been would always be used with the main verb. मजदूर 5 घंटे से कहाँ काम कर रहे हैं? Where have the laborers been working for 5 hours? So this is what present perfect continuous tense is all about. I hope everything is clear to you, my dear students. I want you to work hard on the types of tenses because it has a major part in your examination. Total 8 marks question would be appeared in your exam. 12 sentences would be given to you, and out of 12 you have to translate 8 of them. So present continuous tense, I have been explained to you what you need to do. I have been attaching a major assignment, sentences in which you have been given sentences. You have to translate them into English language. I hope everything is okay at your home. I wish you best of luck for the future.